Now that we've talked about the worst movies of the year, it's finally time to talk about the best movies of the year, the films that I just loved the most. A few things as always before we start. One, I didn't get to see every movie this year. I'm really bummed that I haven't seen The Brutalist, Nickel Boys, or September 5 yet. They just haven't come near me, so those won't be on this list. But if you'd always like to stay up to date with the movies that I watch, how they'd rank up with every other movie that came out this year, you can check the link in the description. It'll take you right to my Letterboxd list for every film that I saw this year. And secondly, this is all just for fun, all right? This is just my opinion, just the films I'm passionate about and wanted to talk about, right? If you like other films more than these, that's great. If you didn't love these films, that's fine. And in fact, go ahead and share your top 10 down below in the comments. I'd love to hear the films that you really loved this year. And before we jump into the top 10, I do want to share 5 honorable mentions. These are Alien Romulus, Challengers, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, A Complete Unknown, and Dee Dee. I thought these films were fantastic. I really, really loved them. I just like these 10 just a little bit more. I'll tell you what, it's hard to make a follow-up to Mad Max Fury Road. But Furiosa is about as close as you're going to get. There's just so much to love about this film. It is epic, it is action-packed, it's entertaining. I love the style of it, the cinematography, the editing, all of that. It's just so much fun to watch. I definitely appreciate that it feels like a companion piece to Fury Road, but it doesn't feel the exact same. I like that it's a lot more focused on a character rather than just the world building in the story, as I thought Mad Max Fury Road was. And that's not to say that I like Furiosa more than Fury Road, because I definitely don't, but I think Furiosa having a different feel and a different vibe to its story and to its characters really benefited this. And that especially rings true for Chris Hemsworth's performance as Dementus. He is just so much fun in this film. He is really just giving it all he's got and just going absolutely insane. He's just electric. He's so much fun to watch. If you're looking for an epic adventure and a non-stop thrill ride, Furiosa is sure to give you that fix. Every year there seems to be that introspective indie comedy that sneaks its way into my top 10, and for this year, that movie's a real pain. This film was just fascinating to think about, to process as I was watching it, to discuss with my friends after we watched it. And that's all thanks to Jesse Eisenberg's really brilliant screenplay. This film honestly left me reflecting a lot on my own life and asking myself questions like, have I grown numb to my pain? When did everything change? Why did I stop feeling pain for what has been lost? And these questions are personified beautifully in Kieran Culkin's performance. He is just electric to watch on the screen. He is so vibrant and energetic, but brings a real deep sadness and melancholy to this film. All right, I gotta let my nerd out a little bit. Transformers 1. I had such a blast with this movie. Like, I knew I was probably going to enjoy it. I thought it looked fun from the trailers. I was not expecting as deep of a character relationship as we got in this film. The relationship between Optimus Prime and Megatron is entirely believable, and the gradual split that they have throughout the film is really, really natural and really, really effective. And when the characters eventually go their separate ways in the third act, you entirely buy into it, and you really do feel for these characters. On top of that, the film is awesome, the film is action-packed, the film is really, really funny at times, you know, as you would expect from a family film. But I was just shocked with this one. I really, really loved it. I had a great time, and there's not really much I'd change about it. Civil War is a film that I thought was pretty great when I first watched it in the spring, but as the months went by, it slowly continued to stick with me and really affect me with its themes. On its surface, it's a haunting look at the potential future of America, or an alternate reality in where our online discourse has turned to violence. But on a deeper level, it's a fascinating look at the ethics of journalism and how we handle emotions as we capture these events. And these themes are displayed beautifully through the 2 lead performances by Kirsten Dunst and Kaylee Spaney, respectively. I just found Civil War to be an extremely compelling film, and it has stuck with me ever since I've watched it. I'm not much of a body horror guy, and I'm afraid The Substance might have turned me into one. I mean, what is not to love about this film? It is super sleek and stylish. The cinematography, the editing, the way the sound and the score work together, it's all just so cool. But I was surprised that The Substance had something deep and thought-provoking to say. I loved the extreme expressionism and how it used the body horror genre tropes to communicate its message extremely well. And of course, we can't talk about this movie without talking about Demi Moore's brilliant performance, one of my favorites of the year. she better get an Oscar nomination. Conclave is another film that I thought was pretty good when I saw it, but it has just slowly crept up to one of my favorites of the year. On a technical level, this film is extremely well produced. I love the visual style with the cinematography, the production design, the costume design, and how all of that works together to create this atmosphere. But as I was watching this film, I was most impacted by the themes and what it had to say, not only about humanity and our hunger for power and influence, but also on the state of the Christian church as is. Obviously, on the other side of a presidential election, you can kind of see the parallels there and how people use other people for influence, use what we assume to be the right thing for the sake of influence and power. But that's a theme that also translates to the present state of the church. Most people that go to church aren't going to church because they feel the urge or the desire or the necessity to serve God. It's just something that makes them feel better or something that can help them with something they're going through. And that's not just a theme that applies just to the Catholic Church, but it extends outside of that to every denomination of Christianity. And I appreciate that it had the balls to say it. The ultimate exclamation point with this film is the ending, which I really, really loved. And I'm not going to spoil because it kind of does come out of left field. And it leaves you with a lot of questions. And it leaves you considering a lot of different things. But I think the ending really just worked for me. All in all, if you have not seen Conclave, it is fantastic. And I can't recommend it enough. Anora was one of the most unique theater experiences that I had this year. The film is very energetic and entertaining. It is hilarious, especially the house invasion scene, and it takes you on this wild, fun, energetic ride throughout its runtime. And throughout the duration of the film, my theater was cracking up, laughing at all of the jokes and all of the funny and embarrassing and awkward situations that the film is putting you in. But right at the end of this film, it comes from your blind side and just hits you with a gut punch. And my theater was dead silent. And it's so affecting and so moving. And man, it just blew my mind. I just don't know if I've ever seen a film that hit that high of highs with audience interaction and that low of lows. Like, you could hear a pin drop in that theater. It was dead silent. Because of that ending and Mikey Madison's amazing lead performance, it has just been a film that has stuck with me, and I don't think it's going to be leaving my head anytime soon. And the award for 2024 movie that made me cry the most is The Wild Robot. Man, I was expecting this to be good, but I was not expecting to cry like I did. I knew that I was going to love this from the trailers. I loved the visual style. I loved the tone of it, but it just was really, really moving. Obviously, this film is saying a lot about parenthood, and as somebody who's not a parent but has 7 younger siblings, I found myself relating a lot to this story. And those themes of parenthood just really accumulate in a couple of key scenes that really got me. It's just so beautiful, and I love this film so much. Come on. Did you really think that Dune II wouldn't make this list? I had to. I have no choice. The first Dune film was my favorite film of that year, and so this was just a slam dunk to make my top 3 of the year. And turns out this film took everything great about the first film and just cranked it up to 11. The action goes harder. The visuals are more beautiful. The world building and the characters and the story are more insane. It's just everything I wanted out of this movie. I think the thing that has stuck with me the most about this film is the character development, yes, but it's mainly the way that Timothée Chalamet brings this character to the screen. It's acting that I've never seen from him, and it was just so mesmerizing when I first watched it in the theater, and it has just stuck with me ever since. This is a film that I know I can come back to all the time because it's just so fun, so action-packed, and so engaging. I love this movie so much. Although The Wild Robot made me cry the most of any film this year, Sing Sing is the one that moved me the most this year. The film is just absolutely beautiful and heartwarming, brought to life by brilliant performances and a brilliant screenplay. The film is all about the beauty of the arts and the power of artistic expression, how it can heal us of our scars and forgive us of our past and to help us process emotions that we maybe have never felt before. And I'm a testament to the power of artistic expression, whether it was through film or theater or music. It just helped me in so many ways. I was able to process emotions that I had never felt before. It helped me to put myself in other people's shoes and to see the world from different perspectives. It helped me to feel empathy for other people that I might not have felt empathy for before. And that healing power, that joyous beauty is translated beautifully to the screen. It is just such a beautiful film. And the second you get a chance to see it, you have to see it. It's truly been one of the most moving films I've seen in a long time. Barely made it through without crying. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, put your top films down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what movies you enjoyed. I love watching good movies, so tell me what I need to watch. Be sure to subscribe for more movie stuff. I'm going to do some more movie reviews as films come out. I'm also going to do a lot of Oscar stuff, especially as they're getting closer, with predictions, reactions for the nominations, and the winners. So stay tuned for all of that. Thanks again so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next one.